This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Welcome back, everybody. Luke's been holding down the pause button for 8 days.
You have brought joy again into our lives.
Nobody asked. I didn't ask.
In your death.
I don't care.
We might have asked off screen. I don't know if we...
You guys are so old now, and she hasn't aged a day.
She only vanished like 2 years ago.
Okay, so were these guys just...
It looks pretty much...
They had kids late? Real late?
Yes.
It looks... The innkeeper looks rather grim. Life in Mordavia has obviously not been kind to him.
Damn, that's cold.
The morally gray wizard in me wants to ask, this trick with the vampirism and the staff, can you just do this? Could you just do this every time? Turn into a vampire, befriend a monster, sacrifice the monster, stop being a vampire, just rinse and repeat.
Is that just something you can do? Yeah. Also,
well, it has to be the staff of sacrifice in order for it to work. There's a whole thing. They wrote in basically a no backsies into the plot there, so that presumably like you couldn't see if there was a way to do it for other people or whatever. But
so you couldn't just write sort of the arcane wizard equivalent of a macro to just do this at the press of a button.
Yeah, and so the staff, is no longer embedded in the big white stone, and now we have it. We have a Rana staff in our inventory.
Oh, cool! We've
made off with the one magical artifact that was remarkable in the city.
Can we use it to blast people, or is it a more benevolent staff than that?
Well, because we've been playing ostensibly as a paladin, we don't have the magic staff spell, unfortunately. So, if we were playing a primarily mage character or wizard, I guess in Quest for Glory terms, then that would significantly power up our spells. So yes, we could use it to blast people, but
Desperado.
He may have looked like a monster, but he obviously had a heart and mind of great kindness.
Nah. I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Imagine,
as far as people we've met.
Imagine not having any context and waking up, because I can't imagine, Questabert's a buff dude, but I don't know that he could have probably moved Toby's corpse on his own. Maybe the innkeeper helped us. But I mean, if he didn't, if we just kind of went and brought the kid back home, and then sort of went to bed, there would be a giant hairy monster corpse just lying in the middle of town.
She must weigh at least a ton. Literally a ton.
Oh, he's gotta be pretty fucking heavy, right? He looks like a bear.
I'm shocked that they left a corpse. If it was me, I would have just had him melt into stars into the staff. That's
yeah.
Easy.
You'd think that would be a bit less gruesome and B, easier to do. Having him crumple was that was a choice. Someone's no, and he crumples to the ground and dies.
Yeah.
They made it grim, and it didn't have to be, but they did. I respect that, honestly.
It was way sadder. It was we were just complaining about these characters and then, kind of walked in on ourselves a bit.
But let's be honest here. Toby was the lesser of those two problems. I didn't have a problem with him.
Remind the innkeeper that the vampires are still in the castle, and there may be other attempts at getting Tanya.
We understand, and we will make certain no vampire can come near her again.
Wow, you're so certain about that.
You hear a chorus of responses, some coming from the kitchen. Goodbye, and thank you.
What, is this goodbye forever?
No.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
sit down and have
god.
breakfast, actually.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Eat your plain
No
but
problem.
nourishing
Can I have some food?
It has more than a bit of garlic added for spice.
I don't know how we can ever thank you enough. It's such a joy to have my little Tanya home again.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Oh, she's Tanya's mom.
Yes.
My Tanya is her cheerful, loving self again. I could never thank you enough for the kindness you have shown us all.
Yeah, no worries. Just so you know, she hasn't aged, so you'll never see her grow up. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Well, she's unvampired now. Unless she did become a reverse vampire, in which case, who knows? But,
I knew Tanya was alive somewhere. I never lost hope that she would return.
You did.
Ben, you heard his story. Tanya was dead, an undead, a Nosferatu.
She is fine right now, isn't she? As long as she's alive and well, what does it matter?
Just ask her what she ate for the last 2 years. Go ahead.
I don't understand with all this talk about vampires and Tanya. She has returned healthy and happy, and this is what's important. Of course, I will never forgive the woman who stole my baby from me. Still, I think I can understand her a little bit. I, too, have always wanted a child such as Tanya.
What the fuck?
I am only overjoyed to have my Tanya back.
Yeah, I'm not into this conversation at all.
That sentence, that last bit of dialogue, matched the unhinged cast of her face.
Let's ask about Ad Evis.
yeah, I don't know if the game ever really specifically established in that one time that we saw him that was Ad Avis, but it is Ad Avis.
It is. It
It
is.
was our nemesis in Quest for Glory 2.
Yeah.
I didn't like him. He didn't like me. He didn't like Katrina either. They were always having fights, but he had to do what she told him to do, and that made him very mad. I liked Trina. She was kind to me and gave me lots of nice things. She even taught me to read and write, but I'll never go back to her. I want to stay with my mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm less annoyed now that she's not a vampire. Wonder what that's all about.
And I miss him. I wish he could come and live with us here.
Yeah, he can't though. He's dead. It's you know why? Her eyebrows don't go down into her nose like they did when she was the vampire.
Maybe that's it.
You know?
I don't think her family could have fed Toby. I'll be honest. I don't think there's enough food in the whole town.
Yeah.
Entirely possible. And we don't know what Toby eats. I mean, villagers maybe, but, you know.
I mean, maybe he could go bring down an elk every day and eat it, but...
Everyone in town has come to see me and talk to me, and it's fun to be important. I like it.
Yeah, you're the only child in town.
Everyone got so old, and I stayed the same.
All right. We've done enough here.
We've done enough.
Time to skulk off.
All right, so last episode we asked you guys how you found us, and we were like, hey, put it in the comments below. Oh, sorry, I gotta wait for this fucker.
She was stolen, it was as if all the laughter here had been taken as well. You gave us back our happiness.
Great.
Thank you for returning my great-grandfather's sword.
Well,
My
been a
family
couple
honor
now.
has at last been restored.
No worries. By the way, you got a better sword for me? Because that was a great sword.
Say you're welcome.
You tell the Burgermeister he's welcome. He seems to think you're understating the case a little.
I will never be able to thank you enough for giving me back my honor.
True.
Accurate.
Truth. Accurate.
I get that a lot, though, so it's fine. I do this thing. I go to a new area, and I just do everything. All the things that no one else is doing, and then I leave.
Not gonna lie, that's the state I prefer to be in when people can't thank me enough. I'm addicted to it.
You don't have to
Kind of
worry
my
because
thing.
I'm never coming back.
So yeah, we were like, because we were curious how people even found us. How does anybody even find us? Like, you know,
How does one locate level 0 NPCs to watch?
Yeah, because, you know, it's not like we pay for ad anything, you know? Nobody knows who the hell we are. So we got a couple answers. So I'm going to read a couple because I said I would, and I'm not a fucking liar. Okay, you hear me? I'm not a liar. All right, here we go. Corinne says, I'm a friend of Matt and John. You guys remember John? If you're,
You might not, actually.
I don't know if any
You'd have
of
to
you
go
do.
back a ways. John
Yeah.
predated like Sierra Saturday even by quite a larger margin. So
Yeah, John's been gone for a long time. I mean, he's still alive.
before this channel had an identity. Oh yeah, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Like,
Last we
Yeah.
checked, he's still alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Matt-
but
Matt's
yeah,
true.
Matt and I spoke with him about half an hour ago.
yeah, that's true. We're trying to arrange to go see Batman,
Something
Nice.
might have happened in the last half hour.
but yeah, probably not. Probably not. So yeah, so that's yeah. So you know, Corinne's been aware of the channel since the beginning. But I wasn't really into YouTube at the time. I started watching regularly when you guys were covering the Quest for Glory series because I love that series a lot. Hey, who doesn't?
You don't recently, but
I like the series.
you're
as
just
a
angry at
whole.
it.
I'm just a little, yeah. Look, this is nothing. Like compared to like Space Quest 6, I'm
No, it's
fine.
true.
Oh, there's real
This
craftsmanship
has
here.
been a much longer game in general. I think.
Yeah, I'm practically giddy. You know.
Your magical lasso.
I like your group dynamic, and I watched the other series you were doing at the time when I took a break from YouTube a few months back. Yours was one of the 2 or 3 channels that I got caught up when I came back. Thanks, Corinne.
Thank you, Corinne. We
That-
appreciate it. We
that is-
appreciate you.
Yeah, that is to say, I like what you guys are doing, and it's nice to pretend to hang out with you every week or so. Well, that's very sweet. I miss you. Come back and visit, you know, soon, because COVID, I don't know. I don't want to say it's going away, but people are caring
It's probably
less.
not, honestly, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you, Corinne. All right. Also, Corinne's favorite fruit is raspberries. So there you go.
It's decent fruit.
Spivey Lou!
Go on.
Spivey Lou says, I found your disillusioned neediness so enchanting this week. I guess that's how people get into weird friendships. That's true. That's true. I will say I don't per se have a favorite fruit. I eat fruit every day because it's good for you, according to some people. I don't even know. It's more of an obligatory thing than anything else. Is there an apathetically consumed cantrip? I know you guys are lonely and salty today, but I love your show so much. Please don't give up the fact that there are people who genuinely enjoy listening. Ah, look,
That's sweet, Spivey.
that's very sweet. But the fact is that we're, you know,
This is how we socialize.
yeah, we know. We're not going to give up. I know. It must be alarming though that we disappeared for 2 weeks. So I'm sorry. We do that sometimes, you know. Yeah. Longtime friend of the channel, JC Saran said, I came for level 0 game dev and stayed for the walk-in impersonations. My God. JC, come on. That's crazy. That's so long ago.
It is
Oh.
good to see you again, my young friend. Have you ever considered...
Fuck off!
I just need to get some potions from him.
I
Don't worry about
know. I'm so sick of this guy. Like, there's literally magic happening all around him. He just fucking denies it. What an asshole.
It's also like
Of course.
he sort of stopped implying that he's gonna fuck that corpse and just sort of started openly talking to us about it.
Yeah.
And I think he's mistaken our sort of silence for,
Endorsement.
endorsement. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and you know what's funny? I think the people who came for level 0 game dev, I think there's very precious few who stuck around. So we appreciate it.
It's true. We don't really talk about game development very much anymore. Yeah. So, but it was great to have you here, JC.
Yeah. J-Dog thinks that bananas are the superior fruit, but that's all the homework we're getting. I respect that.
We assigned way too much homework.
Yeah, we did.
That's true.
I understand. I'll take it. Hey, I mean, bananas as a favorite fruit is a weird one, but hey, that's fine. I understand.
I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I hate most about most produce is that anything could be happening underneath that peel. Like, sometimes you can tell a fruit is rotten from the outside. Sometimes you don't know until you bite into it. A banana is pretty honest about what's inside there. The outside kind of matches the inside, and it's never going to be that horrible. You pretty much know what the banana contains by the way that the banana looks and feels.
It's true. The banana kind of wears its heart on its sleeve, doesn't it?
It will basically never betray you. Whereas, like 3 peaches in every 6 are rotten.
Idris gave us a weird Parlor Games for Glory, challenging me to do a Paul Lind or Liberace impression. So here's the thing about that. I didn't study, and I am worried that if I do that, it will just be a generic gay man lisp voice. And I want to get some real shit in there. I want to get some real character in there. So I got to study. I'm ill prepared.
Let's do a quick round. I'll do the impression. I don't know who either of these people are, but I'll do the impression. All right,
go ahead.
I'm going to do an impression of either Paul Lind or Liberace, and you guys have to guess who I'm doing the impression of. All right? You ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Paul Lind.
Liberace.
Yeah, you both
impersonating
got it.
Paul Lind.
You both got it exactly. I was doing Liberace impersonating Paul Lind. Well done. Point for each of you.
The problem is, here's one. I'm dead. Good. Figure that one out.
I still don't know who either of these people are. I'm gonna guess Ghost of Liberace.
Correct.
Nicely done.
Idris is also Team Granny Smith.
Well,
Yeah, we can't all be perfect. Yeah, I know.
We're all entitled to our wrong opinions.
Look, man. If you want to cut up a Granny Smith and put it in a pie, that's the right choice.
Some people like their apples particularly tart. I'm okay with that.
Horses, for instance.
Horse. All right, just no judgment. I'm just kidding. We totally judged you. All right.
So if it's just pure fruit eating, probably grapes for me. Like if I just got to eat one raw, I'll do a grape. In other things and for its uses and versatility, lemons.
Hey, yeah, lemons are great.
And or limes, but probably lemons first.
Lemons, limes. I think peaches. Definitely peaches for me. You can't.
I recently bought some prune juice. Realized it wasn't for me.
You learned that about yourself.
I don't even know.
I'm getting a little older, I was like, I'm in my 40s. Maybe I should start drinking some prune juice. Try to drink it. I don't think I need this.
I don't think I've ever tried prune juice.
I'm sure I had.
It tastes it tastes a little bit like grape juice you left in the attic.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
You know what? Yeah. Maybe I have tried it at a church potluck or something back in the day. You eat a lot of old people food at a church potluck.
Yeah. if you've had prune juice and if you've attended many church potlucks, I feel like prune juice is one of those things that would show up. Yeah.
Citizen Scribbler. Citizen Scribbler comes from a family of apple farmers.
So, Citizen Scribbler, how do you feel about the previous Granny Smith comment?
Yeah, that's got to be rough. Although Citizen Scribbler seems to be a fan of quality cider, so there you go. But they discovered us while searching YouTube for more Gold Rush related content after having replayed the game. By then, we'd already started on King's Quest V, and they've been along for the ride ever since.
Still a long while back. That's the early Andrew days.
Those are the early Andrew days. Having sampled dozens of other channels, they were either too boring or comedic failures. Come on, we're pretty.
We're boring comedic failures.
Yeah.
We own it.
I would have put that right in our description. Boring, comedic failures.
But yeah, and is this a problem? Especially the ones that like to imagine how SJWs were ruining games. Is that a huge problem in this genre?
In this space?
In this space?
I don't know. I've noticed recently, apparently, the tabletop RPG space is very much like that. So maybe, old school RPG and point-and-click adventure games might be kind of like that. I mean, the community that I'm in that's sort of very much into that is pretty chill. The Classic Gamers Guild is fairly chill. I don't see a whole lot of that there, but...
Yeah, so... We're not misogynists, and we don't have the personality of wet paste, so we got over that low bar. So yay!
Debatable, but we appreciate it.
We managed to drag our carcasses over that low hurdle.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Citizen Scribblers, if you ever short a fourth for bridge, I'd be delighted to join you fellows for a guest appearance. You know what? It happens. It happens.
That's how we got Lou.
Lou contacted me out of the blue over Facebook to be like, hey, I love your shit.
It's amazing because that really, really reduced our viewership by a measurable percent.
Yeah. Both by Lou leaving and not watching anymore, and also him joining the channel.
We'll get you all
savage.
We'll get
savage.
We'll just get all the viewers on. We'll all do a big Skype call. It'll just be like a cacophony.
The best part about insulting Lou is that he doesn't watch the show anymore. So he'll never know. He'll never know. I said
never
that.
know.
I'm just kidding. He's a valuable member. We love him, even if he's on probation forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a personality trait.
Joseph Davies left us a fairly long comment, which I'm going to summarize, if you don't mind, Joseph Davies. Joseph says, he doesn't really have a favorite fruit. I'm terrible at favorite X questions, to be honest. I really sympathize with that. I have actually a lot of trouble, parceling out all the pros and cons. It seems like a big thing when someone asks you, what's your favorite thing? Even simple things like favorite movie or favorite book. It's I feel that question, He's saying a lot about myself to give one definitive answer to that. So, yeah, I feel that. Also, Joseph describes trying to use illusion spells in Mage Hand in D&D and the DM not letting him get away with any hijinks. Those spells are for hijinks, so...
Yeah, that's true.
Have words with your DM about that.
You got a bad DM at that point.
Yep, that's all your DM's fault.
He wouldn't let. It says the DM refused to let any of it work for anything productive, no matter how creative. That's the exact opposite. The more creative, the more productive.
Who wants to have fun while role playing, huh?
Yeah,
who wants that?
Let's just move our guys around like chess pieces and say how much damage we do.
I feel like we could talk a lot about DM theory on this channel.
It's true. It's true. Can you imagine playing D&D with us? Because I can assure you, it's amazing. It is
pretty interesting.
from amazing to interesting.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it is amazing. I don't know that it is broadcastable. Like, it is absolute bedlam most of the time.
Yeah, bedlam is a good, like, I think we got a lot of really strong storytellers in the group, but the two things that prevent it from being entirely marketable are that it's hard to get a group of people who care about something that much without it occasionally coming to blows.
Yeah.
Heads get butted, feelings get hurt on occasion. And it also does occasionally, like, you guys watch this channel. You know how changeable our mood is. Applies to D&D as well. So we'll really torpedo a good story if we're having a bad day.
That's true. If we ever, it would be rough. And we don't do it. I mean, to be fair, those are rare occasions. But when it happens, it happens.
I think we could probably do a podcast game that we know is a podcast game and make a few tweaks accordingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd do that. I'd DM if you wanted me to. Like, Matt's sort of our usual designated DM, but I know that you don't get a lot of play time, so.
Yeah, the thing is when I play, I'm only playing one character, and that's almost less fun for me. When I get to play everybody, it's way more fun.
That's true. We did record parts of our 1980-16 playthroughs.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole thing. I think that might be like, I think that leads to pretty quick fatigue for Alex, unfortunately. But that was a hell of a series of games, of sessions.
That was a huge highlight for me. I loved every single second of that game. Yeah,
1980-16 is good shit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We had a time. That was a moment in time.
I'm unbearably choosy about my RPG rule systems. I had to turn off ad preferences on all my stuff, Facebook, etc., because it would recommend like RPGs and things to me, and I realized at the end of the day, I actually don't like tabletop RPGs. I like one specific tabletop RPG.
You do. Yeah.
I've come to accept that about myself.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, so there you go. Also, Joseph also wrote, sorry you're so lonely. I hope you enjoy seeing Yor. We're going to definitely watch Yor. You guys are always an enjoyable part of my Saturday, and I look forward to listening each week. I found you when I started Quest for Glory 2 from a post on the Facebook Classic Gamers Guild. Hey.
Excellent.
Hey, it paid off. And I was hooked immediately. That's awesome. That's great. That's great.
I should, there haven't been many milestones in the Quest for Glory 4 playthrough, and I'm pretty sure we're, like, rounding up on a year, considering all of the outages. So I'm reticent to continue posting episodes of Quest for Glory 4 to the CGG Weekend Con, as they call it. Just because, like, one, because I know that the Coles are there. And, like, I'm sure they have good humor about the whole thing, but, like, when Matt gets punchy, sometimes it feels like it might feel a little personal here and there.
I've got nothing but respect for the Coles. Making a game is hard, and I've said that over and over again. It's a fucking nightmare. And being pioneers in the field is even more crazy. Like, I can't, like, I have the luxury of sitting back and having 20, 30 years of playing games and being like, yeah, whatever. This is annoying. Fucking, blah. It all comes from a place of fucking privilege and bullshit. So I get it. But, I can understand why we would want them to hear some of that.
Sometimes when Matt gets punchy, there is quite a cone. There's quite a real radius to the punchiness.
Because what ends up happening is that I usually bite my tongue for a while, for a while. Like, oh, you can hear it simmering, but I'm generally a heart on my sleeve kind of guy. So when I do go, it's done.
I think that's exactly it. Because normally you're not the sort of person to audit what you say, so you just say what springs to mind, and you'll get a couple shocked laughs, and that's it. But if you have to sit on that for a couple episodes, when it comes out, it's gonna be big.
Like the people who made Space Quest 6, I'm sure are sweet, lovely people. I never want them to hear my rant. My drunken rant on Space Quest 6. Even though I actually think a lot of people are on board and feel very similarly to the way I do, making a game is hard, and I really appreciate that they did. It's just, at the time I wanted to die. That's all. That's all. Yeah. 12 op. 12 op.
Welcome, 12 op.
Welcome. 12 op loved our crawl analysis.
Excellent.
That's good.
Amazing.
That's good.
Glad you did.
You're in
There's
luck
more
because
to come.
I refuse to stop.
We have no questions for Krull this week, but that's okay.
But I have the novelization of Krull.
I want to read it.
Oh, well, I'm considering doing story time for Matt and Alex at least. I'm also considering maybe trying... We failed last time, so a little bit of sort of behind the scenes. I think I mentioned this before.
A shiver of cold comes
Oh,
on you.
well, okay. Here we go, talking to Peter's ghost again. Hold on.
Isn't he gone yet?
You serve two dark masters. Their goal is greater darkness.
That's an
Yet
interesting
by
assertion.
walking this dark path, you may bring light. The spirit of Irana is trapped within the darkness. Unleash the darkness, that Irana's spirit might be free. Release the darkness, that it might be banished forever. But beware your own dark masters, for they will bring you sorrow.
Yeah. Thanks.
Nice. Thanks.
Thanks.
Even more cryptic than usual.
So yeah, we had a whole plan to do some story time earlier.
Yeah, sorry. So what I was saying is, right around the beginning of COVID, when you had groups of celebrities reading through, you could tell this is going to run long now that I've paused the game. Right, they had story time with a bunch of celebrities reading fairy tales and shit like that, right? And what I wanted to do, because I'm aware that there are novelizations of Police Quest and King's Quest and to a lesser extent Space Quest, but I have all of those. I ordered and got physical copies of these deeply out of print books, which are ostensibly strategy guides, not even strategy guides, hint books, really, for the entire Police Quest series, including novelizations of all 5 Police Quest games.
God damn.
Or is it 4? It's 4. Yeah.
4,
yeah, Police Quests 1 through 3 and Open Season. That has a lot of expanded lore. And then also the King's Quest Compendium has some novelizations in it as well. But we really wanted to read out the Police Quest Compendium stuff. So I tried to do the right thing, and I reached out to the publisher because it's this this defunct label under some educational book publishing house, a well-known one, but I don't remember which one off the top of my head. I have to look it up. But they unequivocally said no. You cannot record any of our material and display it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is too bad, because I would have loved to. That would have been great. We got Matt to go in and do the voices, and I mean, like, it is out of print. They are never going to print this again. It's for a game series that, like, the owners. Well, I don't know. Maybe after now that Microsoft has bought Activision, they might want to do something with Police Quest again, but I doubt it. So, like, it's this novelization. It's from a defunct book, or a long out of print book from a long lost label of this publishing house. But they just wouldn't do it. The only alternative I could see if we ever wanted to get it done is maybe getting written permission from the author, but I don't know how to reach out, how to find that person and reach out to them.
Also, like, maybe we should just do it.
I mean, we could roll the dice and see what happens.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? They say, please.
We
take
lose
that
our
down.
YouTube channel.
Whatever.
Copyright strike. Or we lose YouTube forever, and I can't access Google services anymore.
We'll start a new channel.
No, I couldn't. Like, they would literally ban my account.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a while back, I lost my I lost access to Gmail. I lost access to everything for like a month at a time at one point, because I used to privately stream my living room so my now wife, could watch my cat while I was away at work. But like, I wouldn't really write up a description, and it was just repetitive content. And so eventually they banned my channel, saying that, like, I was spamming repetitive content, even though it was like private links and stuff like that. It was just some machine found it and was like, "This is trash," and deleted it. Or I deleted my whole channel because of it. So I eventually got it back on appeal, sort of like. Well, they denied my appeal once, and then I found someone at YouTube that was able to help me. But
it's okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, there's the risk of just losing level 0 NPCs altogether. But I mean, we could still try. But
there's the risk of losing everything, but yeah, maybe we'll give it a shot.
I mean, if we wanted to do it all in one go, that's only one strike if we do get striked.
That's true.
Yeah, we just couldn't do it in parts.
Yeah.
Now, the Crawl novelization is not from that publishing house, and it is a was it Alan Dean Foster or something like that, I think is the author.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Corgi Books, I think it's called, and I'm sure it's a label of some larger publishing house, but like, if we could get Corgi Books or Alan Dean Foster to say, yeah, go ahead, then we could do story time with the Crawl novel.
That would be so amazing
here on the channel.
Yeah.
The Crawl podcast of my dreams.
So if anybody here knows Alan Dean Foster, I think that's the right name.
Alan Dean Foster wrote the original Star Wars novel, like the
yeah,
novel.
no, he just did a bunch of like film to novel adaptations, and Crawl was among them.
Duh. That guy's he's great.
Prolific.
Yeah, he's prolific.
Yeah. So if anyone can point him at us and say, "Hey, is this cool?" Like, don't show them this episode. That would be probably a negative strike. But maybe point him at the Crawl episode that we did a couple episodes back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we got to wrap this up because we're just talking.
We're running quite late. Yeah,
but
we're like 40 minutes into this episode now.
I do want to welcome John Nepper and our Decima. Like,
yeah,
welcome.
Hi. Good to have you here. If you've watched this far, you are our people.
Yeah. Give us some questions for Glory. Give us some questions for Crawl. Just talk to us, yo. We're so lonely.
Absolutely.
Lonely and salty.
We crave the attention. Yeah. And our community is small enough that we can interact with you guys. Like, directly like this.
I do apologize that I very rarely respond to any comments in text. Like if we get comments on older episodes and stuff like that, now and then I'll like write a response, but we try, generally speaking, to like respond to them directly here on the show.
Yeah.
But I do apologize if like people are commenting on like old episodes, and it happens frequently, and don't get any sort of interaction. I feel bad about it, but also like, I don't know. I'm introverted enough that even writing a response to a positive message about a game that we played 2 years ago is like emotional energy that I cannot expend.
Yeah, it's not.
Hey, I got the login info. I'm a fucking extrovert. Let me at it.
There you go. Log in. You know the password.
It's not that we don't
go
care.
To it, man.
It's just that we're all so tired all the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's stuff I have to do that I'm not doing. So the stuff that we like don't really have to do, we're not going to do. But hey, we did this show, and we're glad you could join us and join us next week. You know, I don't think we've ever had a time where we've missed 2 weeks, had an episode, and then missed another week.
We usually feel bad enough about it not to. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know.
But I will miss the following week. I can actually say that with confidence because I'm going to GDC. So in person, it's gonna be wild.
Wow.
Cool.
But yeah.
Actually, I got March break next week. I may actually have to miss it. Well, we'll see. Hey, you know, hey, we'll keep you. Good luck.
I'll just just record something without you guys, just by myself.
Oh,
I mean, you know, next week if you can manage to record during March break, like we can record a couple extra episodes, maybe. You know,
we'll see.
Yeah, or hey, if things pan out quickly, like somebody's like, oh yeah, you know, I know Alan Dean Foster, I'll email him right quick. Yeah, you guys are cool to do Krull story time. Like, we will fucking do it.
Also, if one of you knows Alan Dean Foster, fucking awesome. The guy who does all the movie novelizations. Yeah. How and why do you know him?
Wow, like this guy did. He did the Clash of the Titans movie novelization. Holy shit. The Thing, The Last Starfighter.
Oh. I want to read The Thing book. That sounds great.
Yeah, right?
That sounds like super suspenseful. I would love to read that. Even though I know how it all goes, but still.
Wow.
Just as a sneak peek, the first 4 pages of Krull, the novel, is some shepherd just kind of chilling and then getting crushed by the castle.
Yeah,
as it teleports into the world. It is great. It's like the first 4 pages of the book. It's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just not screw around.
Establishing the world and then immediately disintegrating the prospective character. Like, I respect this book so fucking much. It's great.
I would die to read it. All right, y'all. Have a good one.
Later, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. We're sorry Lou and Andrew weren't here today, but you know.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your kind words, everybody, with our confusing homework and our lonely saltiness. Be good to one another. World's a scary place. At least we're all scared together.
I'm hoping that this makes your Saturday, Sunday, or whatever day you listen to this a little bit better. Bye, everybody.
Or if you just don't have the energy to be good to one another, just don't be bad to one another.
Yeah, at least that. Yeah.
Just stay in.
Yeah. Just stay in.
And as usual,
if you feel like you're going to be an asshole today, just stay in.
Yeah, stay in, take a nap, have a lunch. You know, you'll be fine. And as usual, if you're watching this from the future, thank goodness. Whew.
There's a future.
Yeah.
Serendipity.
Tell me about it.
All right, bye, everybody.